It is time to see through the matrix with this video game, because I will show you a build that came up to me from the ancient evils. I was simply struck by a force that told me I should fucking build this game. Well, I just simply figured out that Malignance by itself on Sylas doesn't seem that great, right? But if you play a game where you have certain ultimates that can use Malignance very well, like Swain, Ivan, you know, Shako, clone basic attacks, proc Malignance, etc. Yorick, Maiden, you can just perma-proc Malignance with that. You can use this item. And the reason is, you might be wondering, well bro, what are you gonna do with a mana item on Sylas? And the thing is that I already explained to you guys in previous Sylas videos why I want to build a mana item on Sylas, because with the way I'm playing, usually tanky builds, this character is very mana hungry, and I'm just gonna go, I need a mana item. And the most common thing I build is Blackfire Torch, but you don't really need the burn because of how Sylas works, so Malignance is just going to fulfill a similar role, but you can have some really strong ultimates. And in this case I was playing versus Ivan, and you guys have probably seen these Ivan builds from time to time where they go like press the attack, Malignance, Liandris, and this is kind of what I'm gonna try to do this game for the most part, which is, well, I will try to get a really powerful Daisy. Unfortunately, we couldn't really live up to some of the fantasies this game, but you'll see this is a crazy game nonetheless. And I will show you first and foremost how to pad this game, how to make this game super easy, because this Ivan made one little mistake. He went for a level 3 gank, and I can see on him that he only had blue buff and he didn't have red buff, which means that it's very likely he left his bot side camps because of the way Ivan players pad. And just because he wanted to do this level 3 gank, now he has to lose at least a camp. And he also lost his flash in the top lane gank in a 1v2 against Darius. So now I can steal his raptors, and of course if my teammates could do more, I could steal even more, but in this case I'm just gonna go for double crab. I'm just going to be on my Krags on respawn. So already I got a pretty big advantage. Why? Because I got an extra crab and an extra raptor camp compared to what you should get normally, and the timer of the raptor aligns with the end of my clear, which means that I can clear everything, buy some items, and be on the raptors to contest them. So I could further snowball my lead, and this will also give me level 6 super early, which overall, with all of these things combined, we end up with a pretty disgusting game. This is Master Elo, and I get my Malignance components with a little Dark Seal, because I'm thinking that I'm already pretty far ahead, so I'm not gonna try to rush my item. I'm going to buy a little Dark Seal as well. Anyways, now this guy is under a lot of pressure, because he has to contest these camps, he has to contest the dragon. Of course, he should just give them up, but now I also get an extra raptor camp. And then I also get the Scarlet Crab. I could also go for enemy Krags, but there's not much of a point, because I still need to protect these topside camps, make sure Ivan doesn't just instantly steal the red buff. And then I can go for another full clear. Now he made sure to steal my fucking cards for Q. I don't know what this guy is doing. He was basically just trolling. These guys were a little bit upset. If you look at this game, they were just fucking mad. Not much to say, not much to do. Nami and Jinx are flaming each other. Nami started roaming, they started giving kills to people. It was like, what, 7-3. But it's okay, because I should be able to carry this game, because I have access to this Ivan ultimate. And a lot of the time I wonder, what should I pick against Ivan, because this character counters pretty much every jungle character in a way or another. There's not anything that's like specifically really good versus Ivan, except you could say maybe Rengar because of the brushes and of the burst damage. But when I play Sylas, I know that I'm going to get a pretty free early game to kind of free scale. Ivan can't really punish junglers in the early game that well, except he could steal a buff. That's not super worth usually, he kinda cocks himself by doing that. And then I can get access to Daisy while building AP items, so it's going to be very powerful, deal a lot of damage, walk abilities, and so on and so forth. I also have access to some good ultimates besides that. And they are all pretty decent on enemy team. So, as you can see here, I'm just cycling on repeat. It's not that complicated. I am just patient. I'm waiting for these timers. I'm not forcing any ganks. I'm not going away from my plan, because the moment I maybe ganked top lane to try to help this Darius is the moment I'll break the cycle, and instead of having this suffocated Ivern, who basically is not allowed to play the game, he is not even half of my CS right now, well, we're going to let him recover in the game, and I will slow down my progress. You have to have a very good reason to fight, gank, whatever, when I'm gonna be triple this Ivern spar. So here I try to use the Melio R to keep myself alive, not a big deal. I end up getting that kill, force the Ivern flash, instantly go into the enemy jungle, try to Q a bit for some poke, and as I explained before, this is a Q max, because the reason I was able to have this insane tempo and have over 10 CS per minute, a Sylas jungle, besides that Ivern is giving me his scams, as he went for a level 3 gank, is because I'm also maxing Q. As you can see, this ability right now does almost 600 damage, which is very strong for clearing on a low cooldown, much better than just maxing W, and because I'm running triple tonic on my runes, I am also going to get my W maxed pretty early anyway. And yeah, you could argue you're gonna miss out on some points on E, a little bit of cooldown on E, it doesn't matter, guys. Like, Q-Max is really good for a lot of different reasons. If you want to know more in depth, I don't want to explain it every video why Q-Max is good, just make sure to check out my other Sylas videos. I have a few uploaded where I go a bit more in depth why Q-Max is good, but it's mostly because you get a lot of damage in ganks, it's a lot more slow from 15 to 35%, you more than double, and it gives you the best clear speed by far. So as you can see here, I got the Malignance, and unfortunately, so far it's not having much impact because I'm not getting to steal the Daisy, because Ivern is just avoiding me, he's just not interacting with me for some reason. He's never there, he has a pretty weak game. What can I say? I'm gonna be level 11 soon, and I'm going to go with this Malignance Leandri build, which, like I said, like as a standard choice for Sylas, it's not gonna be that bad either, because you can still use these items quite well, even if I don't have the Daisy. And I simply figured out that Malignance can be strong. So here, let's see what we do. I want to go for the cracks, but I see that we find an angle, and I pay attention to my Rise. Look at my Rise. So my Rise could take this path and walk with me, right? But I see that my Rise is taking the path through Riva. And I know that he's probably gonna look for an ult. So I instantly react, E over the wall, be prepared to be ulted together. I could say Rise misplayed a bit here by taking that path, but it's okay. I adapt. Is it because I don't have my E instantly? But we almost get a double kill, and then I can go back to clearing everything. And sooner or later, it's gonna be a 100 CS lead, and a 3 level lead, maybe 4 level lead, and we keep the pressure up. Now I invade this red buff. I go for the Ivern, and I'm gonna be able to steal the Daisy in a few seconds. Possible, and I make a bit of a misplay here, in the sense that I run up and I should run into enemies. Problem though is that Talia pressed R here, so I'm kinda just gonna run into the Talia combo. I should probably try to E this wall and I would be fine, but I just want to fight, because I know I'm super strong right now, and Rise is also super strong. Just because we are 3v4 doesn't mean we're not gonna win. Especially if I'm able to steal the Ivern ult here, it's gonna be massive. Unfortunately, I get hit by this max range Ivern here, and we cannot really play the fight. But I just wish these people played with me, because, you know, we have Nami ult in a few seconds. Like, Nami W, she could bubble these guys right now, and I could chain CC. I got the Daisy, I would... Let's check out the damage that the Daisy can deal. It's 132 damage. It's gonna proc Malignance, so... we're looking at like 200 damage per second that we can deal from Daisy, plus it's shredding magic resistance a little bit. That's gonna benefit my Rise and Nami. That's another thing that happens with this build. Yeah, if you think about this Sinara, she's probably just gonna get completely nuked. There's no Melio R, they have heal and barrier. She's gonna be changed to see, like, we touched her for like half a second and she's almost fucking dead. So imagine if we got the Nami abilities coming in, Nami healing me, maybe Rise dealing some damage. I don't know why they play like that, but it's okay. I'm just trying to show you guys the potential. A bit of spamping here. Nami R wasn't quite up. It was like up when I died. Whatever. Classic solo queue L9 jungler. Here I end up making a play with the Talia R. Just see if there's any vision over the wall. And then I ult her. Not a big deal. Get a guild to Jinx. But if Raptors are up, go for another dragon. It's kind of a chill game. Because we are 100 CS up when we can control everything. And one of the big reasons I wanted to show you this game is because my teammates were pretty mad. They were kind of griefing a bit, even though I'm doing so well this game. The gold lead is not very high. I'm up fucking 4.2k gold over the enemy jungler or something. So we only have like a 2k gold lead, and these guys were trying in low basta. But hey, it's not a big deal. Because this Ivan made that early mistake. And you can see how you can capitalize on it. If you are enjoying this type of gameplay, and you want to do more of that in your own games, don't forget to drop a like, drop a sub, check out my other links, join Discord, leave a funny comment below, everything helps out a lot. So end up flashing with Yunara, finish her off. Heal my Rise with the Meteor ultimate. Kill that guy as well. And I'm still keeping track of these camps. I know this is up, I E into it. Maybe like 200 CS at 18 minutes. Because of the QMax, and because, like I said, we just kept snowballing on one of Ivan's mistake. It took him legit just one big mistake for him to be left in this position where he's just gonna never going to be able to contest his respawning camps on that side of the map. And I also ended up snowballing myself and the Rise, and then I went even harder with my build. I think Rhythmaker might be a bit better here, but we get Rise, we get Nami, it's a lot of magic damage, and now the Daisy can apply Malignance, Liandry and Bloodletter. Just think about how crazy would that be when we get the Daisy out. It's going to be crazy fucking strong. And like I said, this could work with stuff like Yorick Maiden, Shaco Clone, any Tibers, Renekton Ultimate, Nasus Ultimate, maybe even Yunara ult. I'm not sure if it procs Malignance, I gotta test that out. I should look into testing these things a bit. But the problem is that Yunara doesn't work as a bot in practice tool, so I couldn't check. But whatever. You guys get the fucking point. Because of the Liandry I can kill the Attackant quite quickly. So we actually go for that. Enemies didn't end up contesting it. Almost level 16. Actually putting points into my R whenever I can to make the Daisy as strong as possible. As you guys know that sometimes I skip points in R on Sylas because they can be not valuable, but of course the Daisy gets a lot of stuff per level, so that's quite important. As attack speed, damage. There we go. You'll be surprised to know that, yes, even though this Malignance did 0 fucking damage this game, because this Ivern AFK'd for the whole fucking game, it's alright. This is like second time I got to cast the Daisy. Unfortunately, well, it did deal a lot of damage in this small instance when we one-shot the Ivern, but unfortunately not much more than that, because it's just a dead fight. Game is a little bit suffocating for enemy team. Try to proc Malignance there, if I can kick it out. I'm kind of sabotaging my own video here, but trust me, this is a viable Ivan build, and I'm sort of copying the Ivan build to play with the Daisy, because these items are already pretty good on Sylas. Because as I said, I want the AP, haste, and mana. And even ult haste can be valuable in some spots on Sylas, because it can make the difference whether or not you will get a second ult in a situation, even in mid game. And even though normally I don't even skill Sylas R that often, because I know that the cooldown isn't super valuable, it doesn't mean that the Malignus ult CDR is useless on this champion. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So we play a bit of a more damage oriented build from what you guys are normally used, but still I'm gonna go for renderings here. I got Matrix upgrade. And we don't even really need tenacity this game, but it's just pretty useful to have against these characters, and Chainless Crushers are also pretty good bootleg into their team, with the magic resistance and the magic shield. And then we can have Randuin because of the Yone and Yunara, which are the strongest players on enemy team right now. And it would be really silly to not have Randuin when these guys are gonna be pretty high creatures soon. Even Frozen Heart would be okay, but Randuin is just gonna be better because Yone already has 100% crit by being Yone. Yunara is heading towards that direction as well. But I'm getting Baron here, even though these guys could contest, because we kill it pretty fast with this comp. Darius is quite strong at doing objectives, and I got Leandri, plus there's the Jinx with Infinity Edge, I crit. That guy just ends up killing himself. And we still have like 12 CS per minute, which is absolutely crazy. Because normally when you guys see Sylas, it's a completely different champion, because people play with like 5-6 CS per minute, WMAX. They don't do much later on. But the way I play Sylas, as you can see in these games I was able to post on YouTube, it's very suffocating. We got 300 CS at 27 minutes. Just very suffocating. They are not allowed to have much breathing room. It's very hard for me to throw the game when I get into these spots. Sylas, where I have this like nice team compositions with some good ultimates. I would blind pick Sylas. I don't care that much. Like, I feel like his base kit is strong the way I play him. The only reason I don't blind pick him is because he's pretty fragile in early game, and if you play against certain junglers that can really mess you up on the first clear, or even at the first scatter crab, then you're going to suffer. But when I see like an Ivan pick, obviously Daisy is really strong. Ivan is not gonna be able to do much against me in early game to ruin my farm cycle. Therefore, I just picked Sylas, and we ended up with almost a 200 CS lead. G motherfucking G. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. Take care, boys.